Hey John, what's going on, man? So we have
Good
another
morning.
match this morning. This is Draggoo versus Tim Herring. Uh,
Oh,
Draggoo's been mowing down a lot of people lately. He fell to the one loss side, and he's been having to shoot it out against a lot of people.
that bottom bracket, man. I know we've only shown a few of the videos, but that bottom bracket was brutal. In fact, I think in some ways that bottom bracket was a much tougher bracket than that upper bracket.
Just because you go to the bottom bracket doesn't mean you're not a good shooter. That just means
Yeah,
somebody just had a as we've shown some of these matches. They come down to the last shot, and all of a sudden like on the hot seat match, Bill versus Hendricks. Bill decided not to take the five at the beginning,
hmm, it cost him.
and then he shot a four at the end. Had he took that five, and the reason he didn't take the five is because he lost by 1v on the previous match, right?
Yeah,
So Bill, had he took that five, he would have won that one string, and on the third
hmm,
match he could have potentially won. But the point is, it's not that Bill was shooting bad. It's just that the way things aligned, it just didn't work out for him. So now he goes to the one loss side. But you know what? Everybody down there's also just shooting like crazy. Like they're really good shooters. So
yeah.
yeah.
And everybody on the bottom side is shooting more. They're getting more tired. Their guns are getting more tired. Like everything gets multiplied on that bottom bracket.
Well, yes and no. Are they getting more tired? Possibly, but they're also getting. I don't know that their guns are getting more tired. I think, if anything, these guys have a chance to potentially fine tune their rifles a little better because they keep shooting more, right? So the more they shoot,
They're
they could
tweaking it. Yeah.
potentially be tweaking as they're shooting and making it better. I mean, it doesn't. More shooting doesn't equal worse performance. I think. Uh, don't forget, these guys are all top shooters, right?
Yeah, yeah.
They know how to shoot. What I mean, they know how to shoot. I mean, they know how to perform for a long time and how to make it even better. So I don't know that being on the loser bracket is a bad thing. I think shooting more gives them a chance to like I said, tune their rifles and make them even better. If I had to say, but I mean, they are shooting a lot on the loser, I keep calling it the loser bracket, but it's the
The
one
bottom
loss
side.
bracket, the bottom bracket.
The bottom.
There's no losers here, man. These guys are all top notch. But anyway, uh, Tim Herring came in as the number two seed, and these guys right now are fighting for fourth place. Whoever loses here is fourth place. The
Yeah.
winner can actually, can obviously keep on going for the chance to make it to the finale. But that Tim Herring, man, he came in as the number two seed, and right off the bat, knocked off the number one seed. So very, very interesting. Um, the Tim Herring is shooting a 7 SAUM short action ultra magnum, and of
Yep.
course Draggoo is still shooting his Shaheen. So let's see how they shake out. Another thing I need to point out, that V ring. Of course, number one, we're shooting at 1,000 yards. How far is that, John? It's 10 football fields.
That's 10 football fields, what, a little over half a mile. What else can we
30,
equate it
30
to?
3,600 inches.
How
Right?
about we just call it a long way?
It's 1,000 yards, 10 football fields, right? And
Yeah.
they
And I
are
mean,
shooting. Well, that's a 10. That's a 5 ring.
right.
The V ring
Yeah.
is this
Yeah.
size.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
This is the
It's,
V ring, guys.
yeah.
Whenever you see them hitting that, this is at 1,000 yards. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's it's just impressive, really. If you understand, the more you understand it, the more impressive you will realize this is. Um, Another thing, the scoring. Can you explain the scoring? Some people were having issue with the scoring system. So can you explain
In
that
terms
right
of the
quick?
pair firing and how it works.
Yeah, yeah. How to keep score?
Yeah.
I mean,
So,
just what the score means and all that good stuff.
so here's what we've got. We're in day two or day three now. So this is going to be 10 round matches. There's three matches, one, two, three, best of three. If you win the first two, there's obviously no third. Within each match, what you've got is you've got two siders and then 10 for record. Now, these first two are convertible, but you can only take both of them or you can take the last one. So if you shoot a V and then a four or a five and a four, you can't choose to take that first one. And
You
and
yeah.
And
You
so
would have to
because of
convert them
that,
both. Yeah.
you have to convert them both or just the last one. And then with only 10 rounds, there's a lot of psychology involved with yourself. You know, as Eric pointed out, it's easy to get in your own head and say, well, I know the guy next to me's just been killing that V ring. So if I shoot 2 5s on my sighters, maybe I don't want them both. Maybe I just take one. Maybe I take, to both of them. And so there's a lot of psychology with that. And those 10 rounds you'll see in these matches, it's like, I mean, even though it's 45 up to 45 seconds between each one, these are fast matches. And think of it as it's a sprint, right? Like you're off and running, and it's very easy by shot 5 or 6 to realize that you're behind and you're only behind by 1 point, but you've only got 4 shots to make it up. And so it's a mental stress when you're in these matches.
Yeah.
It's
And
something
again,
else.
don't forget the target is about this size at a
Yeah,
thousand. That's the 5 ring. The V
yeah,
ring
yeah.
is about here.
There's the target. So this is X, but it's the exact same scoring, except the V, this is 5, this is 4, this is 3.
Right. So just put
This
your
is it.
hand
Like,
over the V ring. Look at that. And these guys are hitting the size of a fist, and their guys are hitting that V ring 6, 7, 8 times out of 10. Out of 10. And and look at the size of the 10 ring. That's the same. That's 10 inches at 1,000 yards, and you can see how disgusted these guys are when they miss that target.
Oh,
and it's only 10 inches. Anyway,
and and we're going to be showing you with where the holds are, but keep in mind, if we call out like 1 left, 2 left, 3 left, this is how we shoot in F class. We don't say, well, we're shooting we're going to move half a minute, whatever. We say center hold, 1 left, 2 left, 3 left, whatever.
You actually always say the direction first, John. The reason for that is it prevents somebody from jumping the gun. For example, let's say you've been shooting left 2, left 2, left 1, left 1, and then the wind switches, and then they're trying to get you to shoot right 2. But if you say direction, if you say 2 right, sometimes when you say 2, boom, they shoot their last hold, and they're like, wait a minute, what was that? Did you shoot left or right? They're like, well, left. They're like, no, I was going to switch to right this time. So be careful with that. Always say right or left first. See, I just gave a tip to all the team shooters out there. That's and it's happened. Anyway, let's watch this match. It's a good one. All right, here we go. So the flags already not making sense. They do not. They do not agree already.
You too.
Yeah. And we're doing something new with this video. Notice Eric's got actually a pointer where he's going to be showing you on target as we're talking about holds and impacts and stuff.
So this is first match, first shot. If you can see, the Mirage is slightly going left to right. It's hard to see, right? But he just let the shot go. But if I was to do this one right now, I'd probably hold left 1 about here. Mm-hmm. I just don't think there's enough there. So let's see what happens.
Given how the last couple of days have been, even if I didn't know anything, I'd be holding left because it was the predominant condition.
Yeah, and you can see that Dwayne went right 1. I think he held dead center. So my call would have been dead on. I just think he went center. That's also because of how dead it looks. That's another strategy that you can hold dead center. Yeah. And if you hold dead center and you have a really good no win 0, you get the feedback and like he did, and then you can adjust from there on. But anyway, let's get on with it. Like I said, Tim shooting a 7 SAUM. So the Dwayne's speed on target is 1752. Let's see how much faster that SAUM is.
Yeah.
And the SAUM is a short action ultra magnum. Oh wow! So he's 150 feet per second faster.
Yeah.
And of course, it appears like he held either dead center or possibly, I don't know. The flags are. He probably just held dead center. But again, the wind 0 can be slightly off between these shooters.
Yeah. Well, and with the confusion in the flags, sometimes that center hold on the first shot is a safer bet because then it'll help kind of tell you left or right without drifting left if you're wrong.
See, we have a slight headwind now, so I'm assuming Dwayne compensated for his last hold, but it still pushed him right.
And if you look, they're starting to agree now. See that? They're both coming from about 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I expect Tim to hold about left two.
Yeah.
That's what I would do, just based on, every shot so far has landed right. So, either
Yeah.
1.5 or left two, just to be safe that he lands it in the 5 ring.
Yeah. I agree.
Nailed it. So,
Yep.
so Tim starts off with two V's, so he's on. And his, like I said, his rifle's 150 feet per second faster than Dwayne's. That's a
Something else that
drastic
you'll
difference.
notice, if you pause it for a second, something else you'll notice as we do some of these videos, Tim's got a rag next to him. You'll see it with Todd. It was 80, 85 degrees and 80% humidity during this. I mean, it was, we're on top of AstroTurf, on top of a mat. You're dealing with a lot of sweat, a lot of humidity. It was, like you've got that as an added factor on top of it. So you'll see Tim periodically wiping his face off. You'll see a lot of these guys doing that. And it was a brutal condition.
I shoot in Houston, 100 degrees, 100 humidity. So this was actually a very nice day for us. All the Houston guys going, wow, can't believe how low the humidity is here. But yeah, it was still hot and humid. Back to the same. Whatever Tim held last time, he's just gonna do the same. I wouldn't see any reason to change.
Yeah.
He is taking his time just because the flags are moving a little more now.
Yeah.
I say he's holding about 1.5 left.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Oh.
That's bad. I mean, he starts with
Ouch.
two V's, and then his third shot is a 4, straight
Oh.
up out the top. His
But
speed was
his
slightly
previous shot had
faster.
a little vertical too.
I don't know. He started with two V's, so you can't really call that a vertical. And
Oh, sorry. I was thinking of Dwayne's.
Dwayne just gets centered up. Now the flags are picking up more. So whatever Dwayne was holding or Tim was holding, I'd increase, half MOA, which would be another ring. Here, look at the top flag. So I'd go here at least, maybe here.
That top
Um,
flag's moving now.
yeah, and whatever he did, he got centered up. Yeah, that top flag is moving. But see, the Mirage is not doing much. So I'd probably keep it
Two and a
around
half.
here. Yeah, but look at the top flag now. Uh, yeah, see, whatever Dwayne, pretty much exactly what I was saying. I think the conditions or the flag shows more than what there really is, and it's proven by what Dwayne just did, right?
Yeah.
Dwayne, I'm thinking he moved to 2.5 to 3, and when he saw that flag go out, he probably may have moved all the way out here on his
Yeah.
hold, and he hit upwind. So, like I said, I don't think the flag is showing. It's very accurate as to.
But
It shows that there was an increase, but I don't think it's worth as much as the flag shows.
no, but I think it's a good point as we've talked about in previous videos. He's up by 1 point. So Dwayne's best bet at this point is to safe side it.
Exactly.
So
So
Dwayne, even though it's a safe side 5, it's a smart move on his part.
yeah, and but yeah, like I said, I think that's what he's doing at this point. He's just gonna play it safe, and see right now the flag is decreasing. So Tim, he needs to hold about what he held last time. Look at it going the other way now. So Tim held pretty much the same spot he held last time. He's still holding a little high, and he blew out one out the top. So he needs to. If I was Tim, I'd be clicking down a couple of clicks, which is a quarter MOA, just to get centered up.
Yeah.
Dwayne dropped one out. Well, he didn't fall out the bottom, but yeah, these
It's
flags are a
funny how
little
we see
tricky.
this.
Yeah, these flags are a little tricky. Uh, and Tim right now, he has no idea. They're going different directions.
Look at that.
And
Oh,
see, he's taking his time. So Tim obviously knows uh, how to shoot, how to deal with this, because he's and one part of knowing how to deal with it is that when you don't know how to deal with it, you slow down and you wait until it
yeah.
makes sense.
He's got the 45 seconds. He might as well use it if he needs it.
And that's kind of the point that I was making with somebody who really has the experience. Somebody who is an inexperienced shooter, they just want to shoot, right? And Tim here, he's looking at the conditions. He recognizes that it doesn't make sense. So he's going to wait as long as he can. He only has 45 seconds, but he's going to give it as much time as he can for those flags to make sense before he shoots.
If he can, even within that 45 seconds, if he can even get closer to a condition that he knows, at least it was a smart move.
Right.
Like,
Well, he's looking for some consistency. Right now, those flags are
yeah,
not being consistent. But yeah,
exactly.
don't get in a hurry. Shoot a 4, guys. And see now that the top flag they're making a little more sense. I expect him to shoot. There he goes. See?
Yeah.
Yep. He caught it. Caught it on the bottom. So I think, and look at the flags are switching now. I think Dwayne, or not Dwayne, but Tim. I expect Dwayne to wait here. Same thing. He shot. Oh, see, he shot. He shot, and he almost regretted it.
Well, and how much do you think he played off of
He played off a
Tim's
Tim shot quite a
Yeah,
bit,
and that almost
and
cost him.
and because he shot in a different condition where the flags were going the other way, he had to hold the other way, and I
Yeah.
mean that almost cost him a point. So that's why I was saying I would have held off, and but obviously Dwayne's been shooting quite a bit this day. He
Yeah.
knows the conditions, and obviously there's a lot out there that he's looking at. Don't forget Dwayne's a well, both of these guys, but Dwayne's a pretty seasoned shooter. Um, but anyway, he caught that one. That one was, I'm gonna say, 60% skill and at least 40% luck. So now Tim's faced with this flag. See, Tim again. The flags were going the other way, so Tim he changed his hold from about here probably to about here or here,
Yeah.
and he went off to the right. But yeah, those flags are this is a headwind, right? It's not a strong headwind. If this was a strong headwind, we'd be seeing a lot of fours. Like these white 5s, they'd be 4s right now.
And we've talked about this before, but for people who haven't shot in a lot of wind, a softer headwind can sometimes be more treacherous than a strong side wind. If you got a crosswind coming, at least it's a little less treacherous than a headwind.
Well, a headwind will 4-ring you to death. It'll 4-ring you here, it'll 4-ring you there, and
you'll end up boomeranging shots.
Yeah, it'll you end up what we call windshield wiper 4s. You shoot a 4 here, and then you shoot a 4 here, and then a 4 here, and a 4 here, and you just windshield wiper it the whole time, and it'll kill you. Dwayne is still clean. He doesn't have the V count, but he doesn't need it, right? He's hanging on to the points. Yeah, he's hanging on to the points. He's got two points left, and now the flags. Remember, I've been talking about how they don't make sense, and yeah, the shooters understand that, and they're waiting. They're waiting as long as they can. It just doesn't make sense. See that how they're trying to go left, trying to go right, and see now they're finally starting to agree to go right. So Dwayne's going to take a shot. I expect him to hold about left 1. He's not trying to move too much. See that? Whatever he did, he almost lost it. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If I was Dwayne, I would have held left 1, because if I was off, it gives me a quarter MOA to be wrong this way, but I was mostly sure that it was going this way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's where
he overheld a little bit.
Well, I don't know if he held there or if he held here, and maybe he was, the condition was, you just never know with that headwind, right? Because the flags, let's not forget, there's a delay. The flags it's not automatic. It's not like Mirage. Mirage is pretty much automatic, but and he may be looking at Mirage to make his decision, because the flags sometimes they just don't tell you much.
And this was one of the days where you could, there weren't a lot of times where you could read Mirage during this match, but this was definitely one of those times.
Yeah. And, see, Tim's taking his time now, because he's going, well, and Tim's only down 1 point, right? And he has the V count.
Yeah.
So at this point, he's trying to hang on to the V count. Obviously, he's already got that, but he's just trying to shoot clean, because Dwayne still has 1 more shot to go. So Dwayne or Tim's only saving grace here would be to stay clean, and then Dwayne shoots a 4 on his last shot, and then Tim can still win.
Yep.
So he's slowing down. He's really wanting to make sure that he delivers a good shot, because he can still win it.
5.
You know what I mean?
Thank you.
Yeah.
And now the flags are coming from the left. So I expect Dwayne to hold about left 2, about here, maybe 1.5.
Yeah.
And just let it, give himself this entire room to land it. There you go. And
Boom.
he sealed the deal. So it's over. I think Tim's still gonna shoot. At least he could kind of double check the conditions. Yeah, he's really being careful with this. Even though he's out, but you still want to deliver a good shot.
Yeah.
Get you some confidence. Well, I'm sorry. That ain't gonna build no confidence. But hey, if anything, he got rid of that 4. Okay, that was match 1. Obviously, Dwayne won. Tim dropped a 4 on his last shot, where there should have been no pressure whatsoever. The match was over. I don't
And it
think
was a high right 4. It wasn't even like he just blew it out the side.
Yeah, that's not going to give him any confidence in his rifle. That's his rifle. So going into the second match, having shot a 4 on this last shot with no pressure on him, because he had already lost the match. That I don't think that's a good place to be. Where Dwayne, he just shot another clean. I mean, Dwayne's been shooting so many cleans in this competition that that's just another day in the office, right? So it's Tim's mindset at this point is probably going, holy crap, holy crap, holy crap,
Yeah. And Dwayne's up first on this second match here.
Yeah, and here I expect him to hold that center. Yep, the flags were going opposite directions, and that is a condition that I would typically not shoot in. But Dwayne, being the seasoned shooter that he is, I expect that he just held dead center just to see what happens when that condition is going on. That way, if he encounters that during the match, which is a condition you typically would not shoot in, I expect that he held dead center just to see what it would do, because it's a sider, right? You can throw it away. And
so, another thing that I'm noticing here is, and this is kind of a recurring theme through a lot of these videos, is to go along with your point about being unsure with that last match and throwing the 4, is if you watch Tim, a lot of body movement, his legs are moving, his head's moving, his shoulders are moving. Dwayne is just a rock. I mean, through this whole match, he is just isolated. He's solid. His body position tells you that he's secure. And if you watch Tim, he's moving around, his head's up, his head's down. And, that could be how he normally shoots, but you see it time after time through these matches that as somebody kind of falls behind, that's the first place you kind of see a little chink in the armor right there.
Well, you're just not very comfortable when you have no confidence in your gear. These guys can both clean, no problem, clean the target. But I think Tim is starting to worry about his rifle. His rifle is starting to throw 4s, and that whenever you have to spray and pray, pretty much, every time you shoot, you're wishing that it goes in there, right? Or you're hoping that it goes in there, and hope is not a reliable plan,
especially when these guys both can call wind like nobody's business. And like you said, the worst is when you're making great wind calls and then you're losing points out the top or bottom.
Yeah, like I said, I think Tim, his problem right now is he's losing confidence in his rifle. But anyway, Dwayne, I think his confidence is only building. Especially look at that first shot, dead center B. I think his confidence is building. But Tim, like I said, he's not here because he ain't shooting well. He's here because he's doing a really good job. So anybody can still win it.
This shot's going to be huge.
Yeah, he just shot a 4 in the last match. He's trying to get back into it. Oh, look at this. That's impressive.
Thank you.
So again, goes back to what I was saying about both of these guys. I mean, Tim obviously a very tough competitor, and he didn't get intimidated one bit. So I wow. Okay.
Oh.
It is still a cider.
This is huge though.
Yes, it's still cider. But Dwayne must be wondering what the heck just happened here, because he hasn't dropped a 4, and you expect after that V that he'd be see the flag, I don't know, man.
And,
It's
and
not
he just lost a free V. I mean,
exactly. He gave away the. See, he clicked the scope. So
mm,
here's something very important to watch. Watch Dwayne. He's wandering, and he's clicking the scope. You know what? He only put one click in the scope, right? That's what I call safety clicking.
yeah.
Dwayne goes, that shot should never have went there, and
Uh-uh.
it is not matching up with what he thinks should have happened, right?
Yeah.
He's thinking that shot should have never fell out, never, right? So what he did, instead of, this is something that I teach when I teach classes, is don't try to change midstring how you're calling your shots. Instead, center your group with your scope. That way, you change nothing in the way you're calling your shots, but now you're centering your group. And that's exactly what he did there. He's like, that shot should have never went out. You know what? If I would have had a click left, that would have been a 5. And that's what he did. He put a click in, and now he just goes about it business as usual. You know.
Yeah.
So that's one trick. I typically do that trick, and I teach that in my classes. It's like, look, just click your scope over, and then keep
Where do I
making your
send it?
calls.
Where do I send the check, Eric? That wasn't a free trick.
But anyway,
All right.
we also do that in our team matches.
But
All
look
right.
at this. Like all of a sudden, Tim's now 2 shots in, a V and a 5, and Dwayne's got 10 shots left.
Yeah. However, that 4, I'm sorry, that 5.
Yeah.
If I'm Tim, I'm not feeling good about it. Yes, I caught a
No.
5, but he's aiming down here. He's trying to keep him down here, and Dwayne, uh, he's been shooting clean. And this shot, anytime a shot goes anywhere, anywhere else than your intended impact, you worry about it. And I think most people would say, yeah, that's a good shot. Well, I bet you Tim's not real happy about it.
Well,
He's glad it landed in there, but
but let's talk about the fact that the thing Tim needs to worry about isn't that that shot was high, but he's also thrown low. So he can't just mentally say, "Well, I'm going to come down a little."
oh well, that's the
He's
problem.
going to be he's going to be fighting in his mind. Hey, I've lost top and bottom shots.
Yeah. I don't think he's lost any bottom though. I think they've both been out the top. So he needs to click out. If I were him, I'd put at least a click down. And that's what I'm talking about, safety clicking. You put a
Safety
click down and it eases your mind. You quit, well, not 100%, but it helps.
And it keeps you from shading, right? Because
Look at
shading
this.
gets you in
Look at
trouble.
this.
Whoa.
Look at this. Yeah, he's not happy right now. He's not happy. Look at
Man.
him. Look at him. He can't believe it. But see, that's what I'm talking about. He's been throwing shots and they've been high always. So he should have been clicking down, hug the bottom of the 5 ring. I think his rifle shoot's good enough to hug the bottom of the 5 ring. Uh, but anyway, it's too late now. I mean,
Let me ask you a serious question as we're watching this. How important do you think caliber choice comes into play here?
yeah. I mean, if you look at ballistic tables, Tim has a drastic advantage over Dwayne. If you're just looking at purely ballistic tables,
Yeah.
he's going. I'm pretty sure Dwayne is shooting a 180 hybrid
Yeah.
out of a 284 Shaheen, which is probably going mid 2800s to maybe upper 2800. So let's just say 2870,
70. Yeah.
roughly. Tim is shooting a 7 millimeter short action ultra magnum, 150 feet per second faster than Dwayne on target, right? He's also shooting 184 hybrids, or 184 burgers. Are they a hybrid? Are
Yeah.
they?
Hybrid.
Yeah, 184 hybrid, which has a higher ballistic coefficient than the 180s. So everything on Tim's setup outperforms Dwayne's setup on paper, on ballistic tables. Not even close. Not even close.
Right. Yeah.
Yet here are the real results.
Yeah.
And just watch how they recoil. Just pay attention to everything. The way they recoil, the way the shooter can get back on target, all that stuff. It all plays into how well you can shoot as an aggregate. Everybody always wants to look at one shot. When people look at ballistic tables, they look at one shot. No, you have to look at an aggregate, which is the how well does it ag. And what I mean by that is if you shoot 2,000 rounds out of that rifle and they were all shot on target, which which rifle, which rifle would give you the higher score for the life of the barrel, not for one shot.
Right.
But anyway, I think this answers the question. Now, don't get me wrong. When the Psalms are shooting really good, they can be any rifle that shoots really good is deadly, right?
Yeah.
However, I think these 284s and Chihanes or variants, they obviously are easier to make shoot and keep shooting, and I think that's why so many competitors use them. But anyway, there's that, and of course Tim's back
He's
in
right
the center.
back in it.
But see, even that shot is still high. I just think Tim's group, it's a tall group, and I haven't seen Tim drop anywhere below the center of the V ring. So I think his group is about like this.
So at this point, are you surprised you haven't seen him hit the top turret?
Yeah, I'm surprised he's not clicking. He may be shading, but anyway, it's just I would have clicked a long time ago. Okay, he's slightly below center, but he's still with that 4 up here. I'd be, but maybe that's the problem with the load that throws flyers, right? A flyer is called a flyer because you never know where it's gonna go.
Thank you.
But anyway, yeah, Tim's in trouble here. Dwayne just seems to be dialed in, and the flags are not doing much. They've been pretty much doing what they've been doing. Tim's taking his time.
Yeah.
He slowed way down after that 4, and it's very understandable.
For sure.
Oh my God! Speaking of, okay, he's done. Really, he has nowhere to click now. He's dropping shots up and down. It's you got nowhere to go. This is the worst case scenario. That's 2 points.
Nothing gets in your head worse than that. I mean, that's.
Yeah, it's and I was gonna say he had the V count, but now Dwayne's starting to pile on the V's. Dwayne he's just full of confidence at this point. Look at Tim. He's hunting. He's looking.
Yeah.
He's pretty upset. If I had to bet, he's pretty upset about it now. Just nothing's working. That load's not working.
It's calm out there now.
And like I said, look at his legs, his feet, like
his head, everything about him. He's trying his hardest to read. See, he's trying to read the condition 100%, as good as possible, because that's where the target is the tallest. Seriously,
it's true though. Yeah, no, it's true.
And he's like, I gotta nail this wind condition perfect.
Yeah.
And he knows that even if he does that, that is no guarantee that he's still gonna land it in there vertically. So yeah, it's not a good place to be, not at all. And I feel bad for him because he's been shooting really good.
Oh yeah.
Look at him. He just he doesn't know what to do. I mean, he knows what to do. He just doesn't want to do it because he doesn't know where it's gonna go. Yeah, good call. I mean, like I said, he's a good shooter. It's just his rifle's not helping him out right now.
And the unfortunate thing is, like, with these elimination matches, it's so hard because not only does he mentally have to say, I got to shoot every shot perfect, but now I have to hope that Dwayne drops a couple shots in the meantime.
And then Dwayne keeps doing this.
Yeah.
But watch Tim. Watch Tim. Like you said, his feet are moving, his head's moving, and watch as right as he shoots, he jumps off the gun right away. Watch him. See that? He's just not comfortable.
Yeah.
But watch when he shoots. See that? He comes off the gun immediately. He looks at the target. He nailed the V, which is great. But look at Dwayne. Yeah. Dwayne is just, like you said, he's glued to the ground. He closes his bolt nice and controlled. But watch when he shoots. He stays down on the gun, works the bolt, face still glued to the stock,
7-0.
throws another round in there, and he's just piling on V's in the meantime. I mean, his head's still glued to the stock, even when Tim's shooting, and Tim's on his elbows, and he's just all kinds of movement. Even if your gun is shooting really well, that will tire you a lot more, you know, on a long day, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Dwayne obviously doing his thing.
8-0. Thank you.
Tim's got one more shot to go. Dwayne has two more, but Dwayne would have to
just
drop
such
two
night and day.
fours.
Yeah.
At this point, Tim's only chance is for Dwayne to drop 2 points in a row, back to back, or even a 3, and it can happen.
It can happen, but man, I mean, you and I both know that when you're in this position and you're seeing those flags, you know, conditionally, there's almost nothing that's going to push somebody to a 3. I mean, it's almost got to be a.
And that's the worst part of it. The Tim knows these flags are not enough to push anybody out of the 5 ring, but yet he's been out twice.
Yeah.
And that, I think that's what makes it worse. The fact that he knows that this condition, he can plow through this condition no problem any day. Look at that. I mean, he's shooting really well. 6 V's.
But you know, props to Tim because he's a professional. He shoots his rounds out. He could have easily conceded a couple rounds ago.
Oh yeah, but he ain't gonna do it. Look at Dwayne. Dwayne, in the meantime, is just piling on the V's. He's really just getting ready for the next match.
And let's not forget that 6V. That's 60% of his shots so far are in the V ring.
Let's make that 70%.
70%. Jeez. I mean, 70% of his shots are in a 5-inch circle at 1,000 yards.
Shooting, guys.
Thank you.
Dwayne, that thing's a hammer, man. Good job.
Thanks.
Tim, what do you think, man?
Oh, man, that was tough.
You made it pretty far, man. Good job.
Hey, I've done good for a 32 seed.
Yeah, he was the last seed, and he made it all the way to here. So, hey, congratulations.
Thank you, bud.
What are you shooting there, Tim?
Arsom.
7 Arsom?
7 Arsom and Keith Will did the whole gun for me.
No.
What bullet are you?
Bartland barrel, Surge stock, and I'm shooting a 184 hybrid.
184 burgers. And this is a board in action?
Board and action.
Good shooting.
Thank you.
Dwayne moves on, and Tim's out.
Yeah, and you know, I know I don't know Dwayne nearly as well as you do, but it was interesting because if you watch the end of that match, even when it's over, like I swear you can see in Dwayne's on it. Dwayne's focused on that next match. Like I'm not saying there wasn't some elation or joy for winning that, but you can see Dwayne was like, all right, what's my job? What do I need to do? Compared to Tim, right? You know, Tim was like, all right, hey, I did my best. He's, you know, every shoulder weight's off his shoulders. Dwayne was in it, man. Dwayne was like, when's my next match? What do I need to do? What do I need to focus on? You know.
So yeah, but you know who his next match is against? Do you know?
I don't remember, to be honest.
He has to go, he has to go against his protege, the person that he took under his wing.
Oh, I don't know that. Who's that?
Bill Kaloji.
Oh.
So the student meets the teacher meets the student. You didn't know this, huh? So Dwayne.
Well, okay, so that kind of when we were at the hotel, I remember Dwayne telling me a story, but it didn't click at the time that was okay. So I do remember him telling me a story about Bill, but I didn't realize.
So Dwayne and Bill traveled a lot, getting ready for V2 finale. And obviously Dwayne is the more seasoned shooter, and he you know, Bill Kaloji is fairly new to the game. I think his first match was like 2017 or 2018, so he's fairly new to the game. But Dwayne kind of took him under his wing and been teaching him wind reading, and I'm sure he's been teaching him everything, hand loading and you know, the mental aspect of it, because like I said, Bill Kaloji is fairly new, and he hasn't been on the huge stage where like Dwayne has, where Dwayne was in the 2017 World Team, the U.S. World Team when they shot for the world, you know, for the world medal and all that. He's had the weight of, you know, the USA on his shoulders, and so Dwayne can perform under pressure. obviously, right? So anyway, he took Bill under his wing, been mentoring him, and now they meet, and now they're fighting for third place. Well, actually, they're fighting for first, right? But whoever's out gets third place. But how awesome is that? That Dwayne. So Dwayne technically, uh, he's getting there. You know, he's shooting against his own knowledge now.
Yeah, that's crazy. And Dwayne builds his own guns, right?
No, I think they're KWs, Keith
Oh,
Wheel.
they are KWs. Okay.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, it's extremely interesting how now Dwayne has to go against Bill.
Mm,
Really good friends, but hey, you know what? That's the thing with V2, right?
yeah.
V2 finale. If you're doing well, you have to face the other person. There can only be one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the next one. Man, the pressure is just ratcheting it up. Bill goes. So it's Bill and Dwayne.
Yeah. Whoever
And
wins that goes up.
goes up, and then they meet Todd Hendricks again.
Yeah,
Whoever,
because Todd's, at this point, Todd's sitting there waiting, like he's literally waiting for whoever wins out of that match.
Yeah. So Todd beat Bill Kaloji.
Yeah.
Bill dropped down. Bill went down and beat. Who did Bill beat? So Bill beat Jay Christopherson.
Yeah.
And now Bill has to go against Draggoo. Draggoo's the ones that have been shooting a lot. So so anyway, he beat Jay Christopherson, and now he has to meet Dwayne Draggoo, which is his mentor. And they're gonna go head to head. Once eliminated, the other one goes to the finale against Todd Hendricks, where Todd Hendricks hasn't even lost a single match. He's been winning every single one in only 2 matches. So obviously Todd Hendricks is on fire. But these, Bill and Draggoo are both looking really good. So
yeah,
anyway.
really tight. And I think Draggoo ends up, if I remember right, on the total, when I looked at the final chart, I think Dwayne actually ends up shooting the most number of matches out of any competitor in the V squared.
Well, that's because he lost early on.
Yeah, it was where he lost and came down.
And then he had to fight his way. I mean, he's had this really most of the matches I've had here is with Dwayne. Because he's been he's been having to shoot a lot to fight his way back to the top, and he's doing really well. I mean, he's had some close calls. And that gun's
held together. I mean, you talk about a gun that's just holding.
Well, that's the beauty about those 284 Shehanes and the 284s, right? They just they act better, But anyway, all right, so that's where we're at. Next match, Bill Kaloji versus Dwayne Draggoo.
All right. Well, hey, I'm glad everybody's enjoying these. I know the more we keep doing this, the more feedback both of us have gotten. The more feedback we've been getting through the YouTube site for the F Class Point series. I mean, all of it. It's just it's really great to see people appreciating what we were doing, the matches, and having some fun with it with us.
I do have a bone to pick with our viewers. You know how I am. What's going on, John? You don't want me to be controversial? Now this is the part. This is the part where you cover your face again. You're like, we've been getting over 1,000 views on these videos. However, we're only getting about 50 to 100 likes. Guys, come on! It takes you 2 seconds to hit the like button. It takes me upwards of 8 to 12 hours to edit every single one of these videos. So how about I make you a trade? I'll trade you 12 hours of my time for 3 seconds of yours. All you gotta do is hit the like button and subscribe. It doesn't take that long. Anyway, and if you want to comment, please feel free. John and I both watch the comments, and we enjoy that. This is where we get our feedback, and this is why I use that pointer and things of that nature, because people have been saying, I really wish I could tell where these guys were holding. Oh, okay, you know what? Let me try to show you guys, and I wish you guys would kind of talk more about the strategy. Well, that's what we did today. So anyway, if these are getting better, it's only because of your feedback. So keep it coming. All right, John. Thank you.
All right. Thanks again.
This is F Class John. Tell them who you are, John. F Class John.
F Class John.
He has a YouTube channel. If you don't know who he is, go look him up. He's got some really good stuff. And of course, I'm Eric Cortina. And until then,
keep them centered.
Hey, that's mine.
All right, then I'll just say my thing. Have a good one.
All right. Take care.